Thank you. Now to the latest on the deadly small plane crash in Boca Raton, Florida. The three people killed, identified as 17-year-old Brooks Stark and two adults, Robert Stark and Steven Stark. That plane right there crashing near an overpass and bursting into flames about a mile from the airport. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. Overseas now to the first round of nuclear talks between Iran and the Trump administration. This coming as Tehran's nuclear program is rapidly advancing and on the heels of a meeting between White House officials and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Let's bring in ABC's Marcus Moore in London. And Marcus, the stakes are high for all sides in these talks.
That's right. And the White House described the meeting, which took place in Oman today and lasted about 2 hours, as positive. And this was the first contact between the two nations since President Trump returned to office. The discussions, led by U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff, focused on Iran's nuclear program. The UN says Iran has been accelerating its uranium enrichment, and U.S. officials believe Iran is working to develop a nuclear weapon. Now, President Trump has repeatedly threatened military action if a deal to curb Iran's nuclear program is not reached. And in 2018, he withdrew the U.S. from the existing Iran nuclear deal, one that was brokered by the Obama administration. And as you mentioned, Whit, it comes just days after Witkoff met with another American adversary, this time Russian President Vladimir Putin, about a potential ceasefire in Ukraine. President Trump has grown increasingly restless with the Kremlin, saying in a social media post yesterday, quote, "Russia has got to get moving." With
those major discussions underway. All right, Marcus, thank you. Back here in the U.S., the police shooting of a teen with autism ending in tragedy. Victor Perez has died after being removed from life support a short time ago. The 17-year-old was wielding a knife when he was shot 9 times by police. And tonight, why the neighbors who called 911 are now apologizing. Here's ABC's Zorin Shah.
Tonight, a week after multiple Idaho police officers shot a teenager with autism, the controversial incident happening during a barbecue last week. A nearby witness making this call to police. As seen in this video, when police arrived, they commanded the boy to drop the knife. Seconds later, as Perez steps towards them, police open fire from the other side of the fence, leaving him hospitalized.
I just want answers. Why with my nephew they used shoot to kill? Because that's what they did.
After that graphic video went viral, protests erupting in Pocatello. The father and son that made that 911 call apologizing to the Perez family.
I had no idea this would happen. I'm so sorry. Are you doing okay? No.
Help us through this tragedy of Victor Perez.
Earlier today, the Pocatello community holding this vigil in support of the family in front of the hospital treating Perez, saying they hope the family gets justice.
It could have been any one of our kids, and no kid should have had to go through what they went through.
Idaho officials are now investigating this incident. Tonight, another vigil is taking place outside the Perez family home.
Zorin Shah, thanks to you tonight. Now to an update on that Maryland man mistakenly deported to a notorious mega prison in El Salvador. Just moments ago, the Trump administration filing their first status report to a federal judge, an official with the State Department declaring in a sworn statement that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is in that prison and that he is alive and secure. A federal judge ordering the White House to return Garcia back to the U.S. There is much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday. Luigi Mangione's lawyers blast calls for the death penalty, accusing the Attorney General of playing politics. And the mystery object that tore through a roof, did it come from outer space? Lawyers for Luigi Mangione have asked a federal judge to block the Justice Department from seeking the death penalty. Mangione is accused of murder in the killing of healthcare executive Brian Thompson in New York. Though he's not yet been indicted on federal charges, Attorney General Pam Bondi directed prosecutors to seek capital punishment as part of President Trump's agenda to stop violent crime. Mangione's attorneys called Bondi's decision, quote, political, saying she did it to have content for her Instagram account. When we come back here tonight, new video captures the moment something tore a hole through a roof in New Jersey. Where did it come from? And what the experts are saying now. To the index now, an American missionary was reportedly abducted at gunpoint in South Africa while preaching a sermon. Police say 4 gunmen broke into the Fellowship Baptist Church in Motherwell Township on Thursday, stole 2 cell phones from the congregation, and fled with the pastor in his trunk. The church, based in Tennessee, identifying the victim as Josh Sullivan, posting his photos in a Facebook post and asking for prayers. Next, a mystery in southern New Jersey. What caused a gaping hole in the roof of an auto body shop? The owner found it when he arrived for work on Wednesday. His security cameras captured a fireball as something crashed through the ceiling, leaving piles of debris. Other cameras caught the same thing. Astronomers say it's possible that whatever it was came from outer space. When we come back, an honor like no other at the Masters. Finally, Erica Strong, the special honor for some legends of the Masters who never got to wear the green jacket. In the heart of golf country, Augusta is teeing up a special tribute, but this time it's not for the players. This 25-foot monument honoring the black caddies who carried more than just clubs, they carried history.
I had to look for ways to tell these different stories, and the flowers is about giving the flowers. The black and white top is about showing the history in the past, and just want to know what those conversations are right there in that moment was precious to me.
Artist Baruti Tucker painted the massive mural entirely by hand using only his fingers, taking 2 months with help from a historian to research and identify the faces now etched in time. The mural includes both caddies and the golfers they assisted, highlighting the importance of their partnerships, recreating iconic moments like this one from the 1965 Masters, Arnold Palmer with Nathaniel Ironman Avery alongside other caddies. PGA golfer Gareth Carpenter has a deep connection to the mural. His great uncle, Eddie McCoy, is one of the champion caddies immortalized in the art.
To the young players coming up today, and to everyone who carries the love of this game in their heart, this is our history, and it is our responsibility to keep it alive.
The Black Caddies inspiring a new generation of golfers, and now this monument in Augusta's Sand Hills community finally preserving their legacy and recognition long overdue. A remarkable legacy honored tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Wade Johnson in New York. Have a great night.
David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in America, and honored with the Emmy.
A downtown restaurant has been dealing with the
about helicopter tourism, an industry critics claim has been flying high with low regulation. The West warms up with record heat. Who's feeling it? Andrew Kozak will tell you. And later in our weekend journal, Dreaming Big.
I'm Marielle Mose in Minnesota, where girls are growing the game of hockey and shooting the stars.
I really want to play in PWHL hockey.
This is the CBS Weekend News from New York with Jerika Duncan.
Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. We begin tonight with the death of a 17-year-old from Pocatello, Idaho. His name, Victor Perez. He had autism and cerebral palsy. Last week, police responded to calls for help because of a person with a knife. That person was Victor. Police shot him 9 times, and today he was taken off life support. CBS's Andres Gutierrez has been following the story and has the very latest developments. Andres.
Good evening, Jerika. The family made the painful decision today because it was clear Victor Perez would never recover. They, just like the community, are now demanding accountability. We must warn you, the images you're about to watch are disturbing. Cell phone video shows Pocatello, Idaho police officers opening fire last Saturday on 17-year-old Victor Perez. The nonverbal teen with autism stood in his grandfather's backyard behind a fence holding a knife.
Male with a knife got hit in the head with a log by other male. Male is now on the ground, but keeps trying to stop the other two.
Police had been responding to reports of an intoxicated man with a knife chasing someone. Perez, who had been on the ground, stood up and moved towards officers. Perez had cerebral palsy, which affected how he walked. And Vasquez is his aunt.
So we were trying to find a way to take the night out for his end.
Vasquez says police made no attempt to de-escalate the situation and shot her nephew 9 times. Doctors performed multiple surgeries on the teen, but on Friday he was declared brain dead. This morning, Perez's family removed him from life support. What do you want Americans to know about what happened out here?
Be careful with the kids that have people who have autism. Probably not all officers know how to deal with somebody with a mental crisis.
Now, there is no clear indication that the officers were aware of Perez's conditions. Those officers whose names have not been released are currently on administrative leave. Jerika?
All right, Andres Gutierrez, thank you. Tonight, a retreat in President Trump's punishing tariffs when it comes to his trade war with China. Some smartphones, computers, and other electronics are now exempt from the hefty import taxes. That's a relief for companies like Apple, and it's a relief for consumers, both concerned about how tariffs could affect prices. CBS's Willie James Enman is in Miami tonight traveling with the president. Willie James, good evening.
Jerika, good evening to you. President Trump is spending the weekend in Florida as his administration takes a second step back this week amid his ongoing trade war with China and U.S. trading partners.
Last night, the Trump administration announced exemptions for smartphones, computers, and other consumer electronics from most of his tariffs. President Trump hinted at the move yesterday on Air Force One.
There could be a couple of exceptions for, obvious reasons.
The move is a boost to corporate giants like Apple, whose iPhone is primarily made overseas in China and
Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog, and this is Raw Dope Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. Excuse me, it's RT. I gotta get it in my mind. It's RDP Podcast. But I always said it. I don't know. Yes. We back in the building with another RD podcast vlog, and I'm your host, Sam 5000. And in my famous words, good morning. Listen, if you just tap in there, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, man. Push me to the algorithm. That's it. That's all I ask y'all. Push me to the algorithm. That's it. But man, it's the weekly report. Brick Baby on the chopping block. Big U, Whack 100, Adam 22. You know the rest of all the boys that we got to keep it going. But we tapping in this news while I roll up. Get them blunts rolled up. We ready to make it happen. Let's go. Drop a comment below. Let's go. Man, I don't celebrate no fucking Palm Sunday, bro. Fuck you, what the fuck is Palm Sunday, bro? For real, what is Palm Sunday?
Yeah, that's right. Despite a unanimous ruling from the Supreme Court compelling the Trump administration to facilitate the return of Rodrigo Garcia, we're learning tonight via a court filing the Department of Justice says that he is allowed and secure at CCOT, that is the Supermax prison in El Salvador. But Jerika, the government not providing an update on an effort to bring him back.
All right, Willie James Enman with that important information. Thank you. Tonight, the words constructive and positive are being used to describe talks aimed at diffusing nuclear tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Right. There are no images of the meeting, but it happened in Oman's capital, Muscat.
Oh, I knew you had kids on it.
CBS's Lee Kennery
but I don't
in London
separate
has
no
the latest
fucking
on the
Palm Sunday.
negotiations.
Just for this survive. From
Good
when no
evening.
question,
The
whatever
two
it's
nations
called.
sat
in my
in
eyes.
separate rooms
I
for
don't do
2.5
Palm Sunday.
hours,
I
passing
don't do
papers
it.
through Omani intermediaries. But briefly, Iranian and U.S.
I'm not trying to be funny or not, y'all. Don't crucify me in the chat. But I don't follow that stuff. What is Palm Sunday? And shout out to the kids. I love my nieces and nephews that's out there in the Carolinas. But what is Palm Sunday? Because you can't get a teacher like me to do that. Palm Sunday, what the? We supposed to get a palm and chill on Sunday? Come on. I get it. I went to church on Palm Sunday, but I never got it. Nobody never told me what Palm Sunday really means. everybody have a palm in their head. I don't know what Palm Sunday really supposed to mean. Let's get back in this.
Instead, he enacted a maximum pressure campaign, hitting Iran's
God.
economy with
And
devastating
you wake and bake,
sanctions and assassinating a top Iranian general.
What it is,
But when
what
the
it
deal
is,
fell
what it
apart,
is.
Iran's nuclear program leaped forward. Analysts believe they may soon have enough weapons-grade uranium to make a nuclear warhead.
I'm gonna tell you the best blow. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna get into all this stuff, but I'll tell you the best blow. You know what you gotta do. If you want to wake and bake with me in the morning, right? And I know I've been shitballing. Shout out to me. Kick me up my ass for shitballing and not making the mornings, but I just be stressed out about a lot of shit. It don't have nothing to do with content. You ever been like that? Just be having shit on your mind and it block what you really got to do. And this is my most comfortable place. Outside of, you know what I'm saying, outside of work, this second job right here, it's just my comfortable place. But sometimes, man, sometimes it get, that's why, if you notice, I didn't have a bunch of pictures on the drop. I ain't put a bunch of things. Weekly report. We're going to talk a little bit about everything. And it's Palm Sunday. Shout out to my man, shout out to the Mall Squad, the only one showed up in the Mall Squad who always show up for me. Shout out to my man, Let's go.
Prompting renewed scrutiny tonight on the flights. CBS's Ali Bauman joins us with
I was supposed to say, listen, roll your blunts up, right? And some people like their blood soft. But boy, it ain't nothing like that crispy blunt. Like before you go to sleep at night, you gotta roll yourself 2 months up, right? And you gotta put them up. When you get up in the morning, get in your car, get your coffee, or get your water and your fruit, because you gotta start your morning out. Right? You can't just get up in the morning and just put a bunch of dead animals in you. Just can't do it. You gotta start with that water and a piece of fruit. That's the best thing you can do for yourself in the morning. Before you put that animal in you, just start out with a big cup of water, piece of fruit, wash it down. Then go away with the animal. Go away with the animal. Put the animal in. A lot of y'all like that hog. Ain't nothing wrong with liking that hog. You know what I'm saying? Put that animal in you. But before you put that animal in you, put some shit that's alive in you. It's the best advice I can give. Just put some shit that's alive in you. Apple, orange, peach, scrub bud. Just put that in you with a big old joint. With a big old joint, bro. Put one in you, you know what I mean? With a big old joint. First thing in the morning. Put it in you. It's gonna prepare. It's gonna get that other animal out your body to prepare for the new animal you about to put in your body. That's just how it goes. But come on, man. 2 likes, 7 people in here. Gotta grab you a Cooper cup, a copper cup. Gotta grab it. A nice cup right here, baby. You like this? Like this? It's a nice cup. You feel me? I like this cup right here, baby. This the cup right here, baby. This championship cup right here, baby. You know what I mean? That's one of my favorite cups, Lord. Let's give me another my coffee cup. But if you know me, it ain't no coffee and this is water. I need a bigger one. I need a Stanley cup. Any of my great subscribers are gonna send me a Stanley cup. Huh? Protest erupts in New York. And let's get some hip-hop news and we'll get to the depressing news. Like, we gotta do hip-hop. Who's talking today? Who's really talking today? Whack 100 goes off for Beto. Floyd Mayweather just destroyed his life. What the hell did Floyd Mayweather destroy his life? Stephen A. Smith exposes Floyd Mayweather. Oh my God. Stephen A. Smith gave me a copyright, got my whole video blocked fucking with ESPN. I do not report them. That was cool. All this old news. I need the new news. Hip hop. Like, what the hell is going on? Okay, I know this. OG Pyru exposes Whack 100 J Prince, real and outside. Let's go with this. The old niggas. Copper, purified water. Okay, I got
TV. Shout out to E-Heater.
The living color. Y'all see me walking? Yeah. I can walk in peace. See, I can walk solo. I can walk in peace in hoods, suburbs, on the moon. It don't matter.
Yeah, Jay Prince.
You know what I mean? When it's real everywhere. And when you understand that you got God's favor, then no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You know, I ask him to make my enemies my footstool all the time. And trust me,
yeah,
a lot of them has been delivered to me. And I dealt with them accordingly.
Wow, man, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. Man, Jay Prince walking around, man, look like he's somewhere where some palm trees at. It looks real promising. Of course, a lot of people are looking at this here because of the WAC 100 no jumper situation. Jay Prince has spoke out and said,
let's go, y'all. Like this video.
He basically was, talking about the fact of how these guys, these older guys, get these young boys over there. Really, in so many words, people referred it to no jumper, where they mislead these youngsters and get them caught up in different situations, and they, being the older guys, with the RICO and everything, everybody's situating it to that up there. But what Trimiani said, he can walk in peace, man. And I can tell you now, I've heard stories on Jay Prince coming to Dallas, and I've definitely seen him in Vegas years ago. But actually, he was at the casino. He didn't have no big bodyguards and none of that stuff with him. Just hanging out by himself at the Palms Hotel. I seen him at the Palms Hotel. That's the first and the last time. I hadn't seen him since, but that was in probably 2010. Oh, gee, what's going on? You there?
Man, yes, sir. Yeah, Jay is a real one. Jay Prince is, I remember one time, Captain Shot called me and told me, man, Prince out here in Cali, man, he just called me from the jungle. I'm like, from the jungle? So we rose over to the jungle. Prince was in the park with Jay Killer, with Casper, Tombstone, and he was on Palmwood with Rock the Bell and Bruno. I mean, by himself, bro. Come through them hoods. I mean, this is not, he was in, when he first got his boxer, we met him out in Inglewood on Crenshaw and Manchester. So he's been prevalent, in California, going into hoods where these dudes is running their mouth. They can't even go to their own hood. Let alone going to Inglewood or going to Dallas or going to Houston without the feds or the FBI or somebody protecting them. Jay Prince riding his Benz all over Cali, bro. When you see him with the palm trees, that's some real shit.
Yeah. It looked like he got them palm trees behind him. Like he ain't got a care in the world. Look like he taking him an early morning walk, and I've seen him do it. I seen him in Fifth Ward doing the same thing just about a month or two ago. Man, it's a place where you looking to, at our age and getting up in age, you should have peace, man. You should be able to walk around and, enjoy your life, man. But a lot of times when you're not, on that level, and it's tough, man. It's just, and when you done did the wrong things, if you done said and did some wrong things that put yourself at a suspect rate, then people gonna look at you differently. You know what I mean? So, a lot of people, back and shout out to Larry Hoover Jr., man. That's my guy. I actually spoke to him this morning, but a lot of people are, back when this here was happening,
what up,
this next
like
bit
this video, man. Give me
Academics
some
brought this back up. They've been going crazy on the internet. That's why DJ Academics brought it back up. But where they were having a back and forth with WAC 100, and WAC 100 allegedly got a call from the feds, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like no fed but I want to listen to it. Doesn't sound like no fed that I've ever, which I have never talked to him, period.
Sam, he always has something that he say. He what you talk about, living in fear. If he's not with undercover agents, known police affiliates, he cannot walk nowhere in peace and not in his own home. He have never come to his own neighborhood. He sits back in the cameras of podcasts and rat on everybody and make these insinuations, talking about how he makes people you made Loose Cannon, you made Brick Baby, you made 600 and all of them rats.
Wow.
You infest yourself with a bunch of cheese-eating individuals. So, you know, he has nothing to say about Jay Prince. He never walked the streets of Houston.
Well, wait a minute. Let me play the DJ Academics thing he did. I think he did this last night.
They called him about Jay Prince. Let's hear the call.
Okay. Well, what's wrong with work on a Larry Hoover project?
No, sir. Nothing's wrong whatsoever with it. I'm glad someone is advocating for him. That wasn't the issue. I was just information has been provided that you had some disagreements with Mr. Prince. Are you familiar with him?
I mean, I know who he is, but I don't have no issues with Mr. Prince.
Okay. So,
I mean, a disagreement is a disagreement. I don't know how that factors in the FBI.
well, I think Mr. Jones,
They got a wiretap on Wack talking to the people.
you calling him one and all of that. When we received information that there was possibly a disagreement.
Yeah, even if we did do that, why would that?
Wow. I don't know. What do you think about that? That was a few years back, but do you think that seemed a little bit? I ain't never heard talking no Fed calling you on the phone and having a full blown.
15 minutes you talk to a federal agent and she's asking you about what female. You know, this guy creates all of this chaos and these smoke and mirrors, and he does work for the feds. That's a known since 2006. He caught a case in Houston, Texas, a gun case. Him and his brother caught a gun case and an ammunition case.
Are you serious?
Yes, he caught a gun case, and in 2011, when Jail Dog and the Main Street Mafia was indicted, he was employed by the feds, and they dropped the case in Houston, Texas. The sovereign state of Texas dropped the case on.
No, Jay Prince
they
is real,
said in
nigga.
the interest of justice. The only interest it is
Don't ever
is that
think
you're
that.
a
Jay
paid
Prince is
informant
real.
for the feds, and they
Hold
got
up.
bigger
Let me
fish
slow
to
you
fry.
down. Let me slow you down. Let me slow you down real quick. Let me get this microphone close. And then one thing about it, I'm a man, and I'm from Baltimore, right? And I respect all strong black men. You get what I'm saying? I love my culture. I love who I am as a person. I love the bloodline, where we come from, right? So dudes like Jay Prince, man, ain't never played no police game. Jay Prince took the feds and do things like that. You get him say Jay Prince got too much pride to even play police games. What are we talking about here is Wack 100. Wack 100 is a public figure, influencer out of California. He said he's a Piru blood. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, just an older, mature guy and a content creator, myself, you know, before all this start going haywire, right? Because I don't know them. I'm from Baltimore. They from California. I'm not in the gang, so I have no affiliates with them to get a line on Wack. But I watch the internet. I study the internet. I'm a huge fan of YouTube, Vigo, Google. I'm a huge fan of it. You get? I'm a huge fan of www.com. So as I surf on the internet and do research to come up with my content, you know, I did the research on Wack. Now, before I knew all this CI stuff and everything, I'm like, damn, man, I respect the dude that been to prison, come home, and find his way up the ladder to make millions. Any street guy, and the dude say, I'm from the street, I gang bang, I did time in jail, I know the hustle, and then you see a dude don't gotta do that shit no more and make it out of poverty, you respect that. You know what I mean? All the hustlers, you know, we happy just to see one of us make it, no matter where you from in the world. A hustler gonna salute a hustler. So Wack 100 is making moves, you know, with his money and doing things. So boom, he started getting more and more involved with this content shit. Like I started hearing him on a different shit content. I seen him shoot the fade with the white boys. That's why I started fucking with Wack. Seen him on TMZ shooting the fade, knock the white boys all out. I was like, oh, yo, all right. So I did my research, this gang manager. Then he had the boy Blueface. And just, his name been around the industry if you, follow YouTube. Then he started just like really just opening up his mouth. And he opening up his mouth. He bet at first, why. Yeah. Cool. That next thing you know, he just started being like, what I would say, like, how you get arrested and that first cop that you see when you walk in the door, usually a secretary or usually on desk duty. He started doing shit like that. And what I mean by that is a cop that's on desk duty know everything that's going on, but he actually not in the field. That's what he started acting like to me. Like he ain't out there making arrests, but the guys coming in and talk about it. Every time some type of crime or industry crime pop up, Wack has something to say. I'm saying, yo, you creating content. You supposed to have something to say when you're a content creator. But then the shit started being fishy. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm from Baltimore City, the DMV. I'm from all the way over fucking in the East Coast. You get what I'm saying? It started being real fishy with Wack. And I said, man, I don't know it. Now all these dudes is coming out saying he been an informant since 06, talking about the gun case he caught in Texas, talking about numerous things. And I'm saying, if you're a CI and you doing all this and you know you're not right, why do you bother solid individuals? Why you don't play the game amongst the CI circle, the rat circle, and the coon circle? Why do you get to thinking that you can bother grown men that's official, that's going to take their lick like a man? That's what my problem came in. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got that right. Wack working with them people, 100% working with those people. You know what I'm saying? 100% working with those people. And you got to watch. See, listen. I'm a dude that like to talk, right? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself, right? I like to talk, you know what I mean? Because I grew up in a house full of men, my uncles, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up around my daddy, and then rest in peace to my father, rest in peace to all my good uncles. So I grew up around, fellas. A lot of dudes don't get blessed like that. A lot of dudes gotta join gangs. A lot of dudes gotta do Brazil, what's good? Safi, salam alaikum. You get what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, right, was built up and build their character when they came off the porch. And what I'm gonna say, and I want y'all to just let me cook. A lot of dudes got their characteristics off the porch from other men and other women. That's where they got it from. Me, I got my characteristics out my house. I came out my house. I came out the house off the front porch with a mentality. I did. I can honestly tell you that I came out the house off the porch with a mentality. That was taught to me by the house. That was taught to me in the house from my mother's side of the family to my daddy's side of the family. Mother's side of the family with a lot of cold individuals. You get what I'm saying? My daddy side of the family, a lot of loyal, laid back individuals. You get what I'm saying? And me not even knowing this and recognizing this until my late teens, knowing that, oh shit, this is certain shit that I knew. I ain't had no nigga tell me not to tell. I didn't have no nigga not to tell me to defend myself. I didn't have a nigger or OG or somebody tell me to be loyal. I ain't have a dude tell me, yo, this and that and this. The one that I did have a dude teach me the harder way is what to say out my fucking mouth. Because when I was 14 years old, a grown man trashed me. He trashed me so bad that I didn't even tell my peoples, and my peoples would have smoked his ass. I ain't even tell my people. You know what I mean? So, but some things you got to learn through experience. And that one thing, one of my mouth had experience. But I say this to say this, right? I like to talk. I like to hold a conversation. A legible, you know what I'm saying? Honorable, respectful conversation. But I listen to people talk. And when you listen to people talk, and especially when they over talk, especially when a person know that you a thinking person, because you're a thinking person, they try to over talk you in an educational manner. And when they talk to you in an educational manner, you could realize how stupid this individual is. Not gonna lie, from state to state, from city to city, man, from content to content, man, I realize how stupid people are when they talk. And half of the time, when a stupid person talking, and you give them the Michael Jackson voice and try to explain something to them, When they overpower the conversation, you just say, yo, he got a master's degree in idiotic. He has a master's degree in idiotic. He a doctor's degree in being an idiot. So you can't help him out. You know what I'm saying? I just let niggas keep talking and figure it out. Maybe hit me later, man, bro. Man, bro, what? Yo, you got it all figured out. This nigga whack. Got it all figured out. And guess what? He's getting exposed. Whack is getting exposed, bro. I believe somehow, some way that he's affiliated with the police department. I don't know if he got, I'm not gonna hate on, I don't know if he got a chick over there that he fuck with that just be knowing shit. I don't know if he got an inside man. I don't know. All I know is Whack 100 has some type of affiliation with the police department. And I'm talking about the big police department. You get what I'm saying? The police department that most of us coming from the urban community, the trailer parks, the back blocks, the traps and environments, we feel. You know what I mean? And because he knows everything, bro. He knows everything. And I want to know, like, do gaming them dudes or do dudes like that really know? Or do dudes be hitting Whack like, Whack, you need to slow down? Or do dudes just fall back from Whack? You get what I'm saying? Because I always hear him throwing names out, but when when somebody catch him out and about, he never really with certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? That's why Kashar Rock got away from it. Why you say it like that? Cuz, like what's wrong? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's just how I get down with it. You know what I'm saying? So Whack 100, he be going out the ballistics. He be knowing shit that I don't know. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What up, Safi? Love you too, man. What it is, man. Y'all hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, nigga. Cuz drop something in that Cash App, man, to help me build up, man. Help me build up, man. We still on the road to get this new camera, bro. Matter of fact, we just on the road to get the whole streamer set up because I think next month I'm gonna do YouTube and Twitch at the same time because I just think that content is very much needed. But I gotta get back into this because I get to over talk and entertain about people, bro. But listen, man, today is the morning show. That's my first time back. No, just saying I know how we was raised. You got that right, cuz. That's what I'm saying. You know how we was raised, cuz. Yeah, so you can vouch for me, right? That's my cousin right there in the chat. You can vouch for me because I tell the dudes like, bro, a lot of dudes be sunned out by men. So a lot of dudes are reflection of the OGs. You get what I'm saying? They're reflection of dudes that they looked up to, fly niggas in the hood. They reflection of all that. You get what I'm saying? Me, I'm a reflection of my bloodline, honestly. And I'm not gonna tell you that saying OGs in the hood ain't give me advice. OGs ain't in the hood ain't tell me some things. You know what I mean? Dolphins and crackheads ain't tell me some things to help me survive in life because I'll be lying. But a lot of shit, coming out. I didn't come out the street a professional. I didn't come out there because I know some. You trolling motherfuckers get the same. I didn't come out the porch super smart, but I came out the porch with morals and principles that I watch a lot of friends that I watch develop those morals and principles over time that I had to show them. You get what I'm saying? I had to show them. How about the Caribou, bro? The Caribou, it's like 700. But whatever donations come through, shout out to my brother Safi. One thing about Safi, he even got me there. You know what I mean? I save all my Cash App. So Safi, the boy, my brother Safi, man, he probably sent me about $200. So it's like $270 in that, from the, the donations. And then in my YouTube check, I add them up to get me that A7. That's what it is. Anybody want to look at it? It's a vlogger camera. All you got to do is just look up a Sony vlogger camera. But I'm on my way to getting that. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? But what I had to do is I like to invest in myself. But I said, shit. You know what I mean? Almost, whatever, how many thousand subscribers and all this is organic. I don't got no bots. And I'm going to tell my subscribers right now and everybody that's in here because people might don't get it. When I get to 10K, because I told myself when I started this shit 6 years ago, it's shit hard as fuck, bro. When I get to 10K, bro, I told them, bro, I'm botting. I don't care if nobody, after 10K, I'm botting. If I know the 10,000 people, solid people fuck with Gerardo podcast. Solid people fucks with my brain. I know if I got 10,000 people, they the 10,000 people that I'ma always love and respect That's why I tell people it's important to be them first 10,000 subscribers. It's very, very important because you really locked in with me. After that, I will get a marketing team because I said I'm going to build all my shit up around the board. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Build all that shit up to 10K. Then after that, let them, get the people that know how to get that shit to the next level. So I really just want to be locked straight in. I really want to just be locked all the way in with, with family. You get what I'm saying? With family. You get what I'm saying? I want to be locked all the way in. You get what I'm saying? So I want to be locked out. And when I say family, them first 10,000 subs is my family because that's my foundation. You get what I'm saying? So I always lock in with my people. And I'm probably the only YouTuber with a small subscriber that do the numbers I do. But I'm buying it once I get the 10K all around the board. I'm buying it because I want my brand to get bigger and I want this shit to get out. And I want, people to start knocking at the door, sponsors and opportunities. I've been doing this shit since 2018, bro. It's 2025. So I was like, man, it's just be hard. I've been consistent as fuck, but not as consistent as I needed to be. You get what I'm saying? I wish I could turn back the hands of time and start vlogging first, and then would have gotten into the interview shit later, because I look at a lot of dudes that was vlogging and they came up before me because I came up doing interviews. Straight up, that's all I was focusing on was the podcast part of content created. Now I'm into the podcast part of content created. Now I'm into the vlogging part of content created, and that makes a good thing. So, I try to feed my audience, my fan base more than twice a week with 2 interviews a week. Try to keep them going, man, with content every day. You feel me? You got to work every day. You got to check on your plants every day. You got to eat every day. You got to work out of it. Certain shit you got to do every day. So I look at it like I'm really trying to get my channel to the next level. So I got to work hard. And I blame nobody for me, man. You know what I'm saying?
So he's been prevalent.
I got to get back into this Wack 100 because I go off the beat right now. Yeah, they different prices.
They can't
tell you.
go to their own hood.
Show you.
Let alone going to Inglewood or going to Dallas or going to Houston without the feds or the FBI or somebody protecting them. Jay Prince riding his Benz all over Cali, bro. When you see him with the palm trees, that's some real shit.
Yeah. It look like he got them palm trees behind him. Like he ain't got a care in the world. Look like he taking him an early morning walk, and I've seen him do it. I seen him in Fifth Ward doing the same thing just about a month or 2 ago. Man, it's a place where you're looking to, at our age and getting it up in age, you should have peace, man. You should be able to walk around and, enjoy your life, man. But a lot of times when you're not, on that level, and
so you're working
tough,
on,
man,
However you book your car, first check Kayak to.
That's the camera we working on right now. You know what I'm saying? My original vlogging camera. Yeah. Instant 360. This bitch is magnificent. But I'm be out this summer, a few artists in the city, you know what I'm saying, give me the invites and shit. So I I want to be crispy clean with the joint in my hand. You know what I'm saying? My phone and my camera work perfect, but let me get the camera so I could just work you know what I'm saying? Like, I got cameras and shit. I got Lomaxes for studio shit, but that Sony joint, that shit just give you that Paramount picture look. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna work for it. Grind. The donations come in, you know what I'm saying? I got $290 already towards it. Gonna get the rest and I'm gonna lock in. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. I gotta hear what's up with this boy Wack.
And Wack 100 allegedly got a call from the feds, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like no fed but I won't listen to it. Doesn't sound like no fed that I've ever, which I have never talked to him, period.
Primitive Sam, he always has something that he say. He what you talk about, living in fear. If he's not with undercover agents, known police affiliates, he cannot walk nowhere in peace and not in his own home. He have never come to his own neighborhood. He sits back in the cameras of podcasts and rat on everybody and make these insinuations, talking about how
it's
he
your
makes
law.
people on the
It's your
you
law.
made Loose Cannon, you made Brick Baby, you made 600 and all of them rats.
Wow.
Dang.
You infest yourself. with a bunch of cheese-eating individuals. So, you know, when he has nothing to say about Jay Prince, he never walked the streets of Houston.
Well, wait a minute. Let me play the DJ Academics thing he did. I think he did this last night.
They called him about Jay Prince. Let's hear the call.
Okay. Well, what's wrong with the work on Larry Hoover project? No, sir. No, nothing's wrong whatsoever with it. I'm glad someone is advocating for him. That wasn't the issue. I was just information has been provided that you had some disagreements with Mr. Prince. Are you familiar with him? I mean, I know who he is, but I don't have no issues with Mr. Prince. Okay. So,
Dang.
I mean, a disagreement is a disagreement.
Dang.
Factors in the FBI.
Wow.
I think Mr. Jones, you two videos going back and forth with him calling you Smith and you calling him one and all that.
Whack, wow.
Where we received information that there was possibly a disagreement. Yeah, even if we did do that, why we
Wow. I don't know. What do you think about that? That was
I
a
don't
few
know.
years back, but do you think that seemed a little bit? I ain't never heard talking no Fed calling you on the phone and having a full
15
blown.
minutes you talk to a federal agent and she's asking you about what female, you know, this guy creates all of this chaos and these smoke and mirrors. And he does work for the feds. That's a known since 2006. He caught a case in Houston, Texas, a gun case, him and his brother caught a gun case and an ammunition case.
Are you serious?
Yes, he caught a gun case, and in 2011, when Jail Dog and the Main Street Mafia was indicted, he was employed by the feds, and they dropped the case in Houston, Texas. The sovereign state of Texas dropped the case on it. They said in the interest of justice.
Dang.
You gotta understand.
That boy, a wild dude. There's some new stuff. That's why I gotta get back into my morning shit, bro. I can't, I be sluggish, but I got this is new. This is new. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, donate to this channel.
He has an undercover badge just like that one 600 said. He walks around and tells people like, bring all these smoke and mirrors. Yeah, I got a call this morning and I got the document and the paperwork. I wish the fuck you would bring some paperwork.
Hold on. No, I'm tripping off that because you saying he actually had a case. That's crazy. I didn't know that, you know, but you know how you get information, but he had something to say about you. He brought you up here just a little bit ago from what I'm seeing. You researched this on the internet. Hold on, let's see what Mr. Wack 100 had to say about Alto Lamar. Hold on.
The old man, who's this old nigga, Alto Lamar, nigga. That happens every time. Last week, I get a text. What's this? Go research that case number. What I'm gonna find? Alto Lamar on his stand telling that a nigga had a gun. See, that's what happened.
Yo, Wack, don't do this. Wow. So now he said, somebody had gotten to a sealed record of yours, you know, and that you got on stage and said somebody had a gun.
And all of that. And if he says anything, bring up the paperwork. And one of his close cronies, he has the police report that everything that happened in the preliminary criminal case against Suge Knight, he opened up a can of worms of people that is going to be exposed. Juice Sims them have Keyway, Dambu podcast has the police report on who really told on Suge, who really was exposed, who got immunity. If he brings that up, he's going to have more problems than he really wants. So he better get with John T and look at the police report. You seen what really happened. So Rack 100, I wish he would try to expose anything. I beg you. all the challenges we have, you talk about it, bring it up. I dare you.
Wow. So I guess he I guess, and it was on somebody. I don't even know whose page that was. A Clubhouse thing because he do Clubhouse a lot, and your name comes up often on his Clubhouse for show, and it's like you and him. Of course, ever since when you came years ago and showed that he had threatened you with a bag or something on your head. I got that.
So he put it. Watch with this bag. You threaten. You do not show up. I wish he would.
Wow.
All the stuff that you and like they say when they cut the monkey's tail, it won't be long now. Rack 100 days are numbered. Him and Adam 12. Adam 12 is going just like any other.
I believe that too.
American, they're gonna send you to the wolves.
Yeah.
You will not survive. You think you threw everybody under the bus, but his day is coming, and it's coming quickly. He can't go anywhere and be seen anywhere. That's a hell of a life to have to live up under.
Oh, you say he can't be seen anywhere?
Dang.
Anywhere.
Oh,
Have you seen him?
I never seen it, but when you think about it, I just know that when you look at Clubhouse it's been so many from Nipsey Hussle, Jay Prince, Larry Hoover, all type of people, Big U, everybody. He got down on BG, all of the people. He come at every Big Meech, everybody that you can't even, man. I can keep naming them, man. It's been a litany of people that he's pretty much came at you. Like,
He had 147 fades and ain't took one of them.
wow. Well, y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think, man.
What y'all think, y'all? I gotta get into this. Is he main no yacking with him? See what goes on with main no response at the yeah, like y'all, my man.
Because that's what I want to do.
But
Now you do whatever you want to do.
But no, you going as far as getting him canceled? You don't think that's overboard?
Nah, hell nah. Nah, I gotta work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna get on that tomorrow. Right here. Give me the smile.
Wack and Mano have history. Vlad recently tried to spark their past problems when he interviewed both of them separately.
Wack is also prepared for physical violence.
Yeah.
And you've seen it with him multiple times.
No, I didn't.
Before we get to that, let's hear what Wack had to say.
Oh, Mano?
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, maybe you need to go read that shit to understand.
But how you okay? How you feel about Troy Ave bringing up his name in court though?
He did. He never brought his name up in court.
Okay.
The other nigga brought his name up in court. Troy never brought it up.
But it's
Tribe Gangster on the act. That's his brother that got killed. Banger's Tribe Gangster's brother.
Yeah,
he was in the court. He was in the court.
Okay. Rest in peace, Banger. I know
never brought his name up. Mano got shot, so that's for his ex.
But so how you feel about people saying that you always coming to defense for a snitch, man?
In defense, how is that defense or something? God dressed Troy Ave first.
Oh yeah?
What you mean? I'm the first to get arrested.
Okay.
I'm just calling you out on some wit. Hey, bro, you can't issue a statement. Shout out to Troy Ave. We've always been friends, or Entourage has been friends. We did records together. We did about 5 different shows together. We get along, great love. My condolences to Banger. I hope y'all whoopie whoopie whoop. And I'm standing there with your jury in my pocket, homie. That's weird, homie.
I feel it's weird. Okay, it's weird.
And then 40 days later, while he locked up, right, when they take him, days after that, you doing a motherfucking video with his chain on your neck.
Is that right?
June 4th.
Oh yeah, come on, man. No, come on. We didn't know all
real
that.
Shit. Like,
we didn't know all that. So I
come
mean,
up with this thing talking about they ran your name like the police that subpoenaed you to court, right? Trial over with. Dude just got sentenced, and ain't nobody else getting on the stand. Ain't nobody else got to get questioned.
So how you?
I've been holding the jury for 7 years.
So how you feel about people feel like, man, you sticking your nose in East Coast business, man, ain't got nothing to do with
Hey,
you.
bro, listen, check this out, bro. I've been getting a lot of money in entertainment business a long time. Ain't no East Coast, West Coast, no coast. If it's on the blogs, you'll be talking about it, straight up, about what it is. Because guess what? if Wax slip and fall today, they gonna be talking about it. Ain't no East Coast business. You mean?
So
you went over there. Wait, if Mano not, we only know about this because Mano went and did an interview, right?
Mano,
that's social media, right?
Yeah, he broke it down on his YouTube.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
He broke it down on his YouTube.
Okay, well, that's social media, right?
So how do you feel about people saying that you're trying to blackball him, get him canceled with your post?
I'm definitely trying to get him canceled. Dirty ball, I'm on a project. I'm definitely trying to get him canceled.
Why?
Definitely tomorrow, I'm gonna have Jason Lee and the whole LGBT community. Hey, nigga, listen. When dealing with an op and an enemy, you destroy it. I'm definitely trying to get him canceled. One thing about Wack, I'm gonna stand on my shit. If I can, hey, listen, bro. If I can get your plug up, I can get and listen. If I know I can come in late at night and switch the real money out with counterfeit and let you go deliver 100 to Santos and your plug up, I'm definitely gonna do so of his own. Believe that.
Listen, Wack.
I'm a 77 baby, bro.
So listen, Wack.
Old Testament, man.
So listen, so you basically declaring war with Mano, like.
Now Mano been on ever since he disrespected the homie from Avalon. On Paru, he know, all the thing I tripped off of is when I read the post. I said, damn, you just said it and said, Troy, we've been partners for this long, ain't never been no beef and love amongst the camps, and we didn't get shows together, songs together. My condolences to your homie thing and all this shit. But then you said you picked this Jane up the night of the shooting, and you never ran it.
Man.
I think you clout chasing, bro. You inserting yourself in some shit. So you know me, I'm the nigga that's gonna say what other niggas is thinking don't want to say. You can't cancel me. I don't give a fuck. I got too much money and I'm too independent. And my business partners is in the Middle East and they don't give a fuck about none of this shit over here anyway. That's the secret to Wack.
So basically, it's like it's been on between them. You just waiting.
It's been what it is. It's been what it is. You know, I had nothing to say to them, but when I seen it, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
All this isn't saying, I'm gonna say something. Why? Because that's what I want to do. Now you do whatever you want to do.
But no, you going as far as getting him canceled. You don't think that's overboard?
Nah, hell nah. I gotta work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna get on that tomorrow. Nah, you know, it's on, bro. When it's on, bro. What you doing?
Wack. Come on, man.
Man, listen. Hey, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. If the mission is to move forward, to get there means not to know how far to go. He's the bozo. He did.
Watch to the end to see how things went when they confronted each other. But first, let's take a look at DJ Vlad's.
Internet game. This is just content.
So Wack 100 beef with May though. Wack 100 all the way for the West Coast. They got an East Coast beef. Like, come on, Wack. Like, Wack, man. Wack a wild dude, bro. You just gotta stay away from them dudes, bro. Like dudes like him just like doing too much. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. You know, I admit if I was the, you know, when my channel get there, I'm not yacht beefing with them dudes. Like, bro, like I don't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't even talk to niggas like you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, I don't even hold a conversation with dudes like you. You feel me? I don't do it. Like, I don't do it. Like, that's how I would carry it. Like, I'm Mano, shout out to Mano and all that, but I just be like, bro, I don't even talk to dudes like you. Like, we had nothing to talk about. There's no beef with you. There's no nothing with you, bro. You work with the police, and I'm a guy that came from the streets that understand the dynamics of that, and you acting like you something that you're not. So therefore, because you acting like you something you're not, I can't never be arguing with no dudes like Wack 100. I'm gonna say what I gotta say and keep it moving. And let him go make content and go do all that old police shit. You know what I'm saying? If I was Mano, I wouldn't feed into it. Let's see what they talking about.
Well, but to be fair, Wack is also prepared for physical violence.
Yeah.
And you've seen it with him multiple times.
No, I didn't.
Well,
After this interview, Vlad would go on to interview Wack and replay the clip to get a reaction.
No, listen. I'm trying to get y'all cool. Listen, this is not me trying to fan the flames on any level.
I believe, Mano He's doing great. You know what I mean? He's being a smart dude.
Oh, you know something? I want to play.
And he's a real dude.
Hold up. Let me
But
see if
that was funny.
Wack is also prepared for physical violence.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
And you've seen it with him multiple times.
No, I didn't.
Well,
No, I didn't.
Stitches. Remember he knocked
No,
out
that don't
Stitches?
count. That don't count. You punched on some dude. Like, that don't count. And I seen his one against the white boys. I mean, come on, like he's built low to the ground. He's built funny. Don't work out. He look like he eat whatever. Like any day.
I get it. But you know, man, I get it. It was all fun and game. But don't never think you can do nothing to me and whoop my ass or none of that. Now, based on that, you're gonna have to live on that. Hopefully it ain't at awards or somewhere. I'm an ex-convict dude. We don't care about none of that. Red carpet, it just could get redder. So maybe you might want to retract those things. Retract those things and know who you're dealing with. Because obviously he been watching me though. He been watching certain instances of situations.
I hope y'all work it out. And if you want me to be the middleman of the situation, I will gladly be the middleman to try to ease this out. This is not an attempt of me trying to fan the flame.
This is where China Mac comes in. Not long after the interview clip you're about to see, China Mac would attempt to bring Ano and Wack together and get to the bottom of their problems, but things would quickly go left.
So you the one that smacked him, right?
Yeah, I didn't smack him because he used the word. That's a misconception. I smacked him because he constantly was disrespected.
So hold on, you said that you would smack me too, right?
Yes, I would.
And you would smack me.
In that setting.
So hold on, so you saying that you would smack me?
It's about respect. TMS
I'm asking you a question. So you saying that if I came in here and said that word, you would smack me?
I just said it's not about the word nigger. I didn't smack him because he used the word nigger. I don't give a fuck if TMS used the word nigger. I give a fuck. TMS was changing at that time.
3 hours later.
Video that we filmed on YouTube of him saying that with his own mouth.
Nah, I feel you, but I definitely know that you ain't gonna smack me though.
Okay, this is where I be. Okay, I'm gonna pull up. We gonna get. Okay, this is where I be. 7:30, homie. I'm on the ground, homie. You 40 minutes. There go the address. Matter of fact, boom, pin drop to the number he texted me from. See the pin drop and it matched the address. 9 o'clock come. He started saying to me, yeah, and I had it, Meek Mill's show. Man, I don't give a about none of that. You say you want to come see me when I'm at, right? Is that serious? I send it to you. Your mama again, come see me. Now, I'm going to tell you what happens. You start talking to a bunch of people that don't know you. You had the same problem. Right. But what happens is when they go to dealing with you one-on-one, that energy, right, doesn't match what these other been told this man about you. See, one thing me and you know, and any know that come from these streets and walk these yards, we know when we're dealing with a fool. We know that. I don't give nobody say, I know once I start interacting when I'm dealing with one of them type of things, right? 11 o'clock come, 12 o'clock come, I'm going to send you this whole text thread. You're going to see it from beginning to end, from the part I didn't know who it was. I'm here. Hey, look, you're talking. Don't send me no video clips of you telling me what you didn't do. Come on over and get your issue on. 1:30 come, I'm mad as a mother.
So you think you ain't go to Vegas and he ain't pull up?
On Palm Room, I'm waiting. Waiting on it. He tell me, he contact me.
So why they making it seem like you ducked that?
China Mac, let me ask you something, bro. If they say, based upon your answer, right or wrong, you going to the penitentiary, then Wack duck it? Yes or no? China Mac, it ain't gonna be nothing but some on me. I'm not a rapper, Mac. I'm not a rapper. I was solid at 16. My rap sheet, my sticks behind these walls from juvenile on up on both sides, Crips, Bloods, essays, Northanios, all that is impeccable. I'm too loud. If it wasn't, it would have been talked about it. I'm too loud. You know why I'm loud? Because when I retired that shit, it wasn't no retirement plan for me. So the least I can do is get a kick out of talking about you did it wrong.
Right. So, right. I mean, I feel you. Just so the shit with Mano, like, is there any coming back from that? Like, what's up?
Yeah, you know me, man. You know, get it out the way however it goes. You know, I ain't tripping. Well, we get out the way. That's it. We don't run across each other.
I texted you this morning. I seen everybody saying New York. I'm like, there's no way.
Hey, New York, what?
You like when I pulled up.
You tell me one thing. Look, this
Mano just commented. He said, "Let's get to the fleet."
Look. Yeah, leave it. But see, listen. He said I'm on social media. What is he? Calling a spade, man. To every action, it's a what? Reaction. But if I comment, it's on me.
Be sure to like, comment.
You reading paperwork. So you mad at me about reading the paperwork. Are you mad at that made it possible for me to read the paperwork? Every time, look, I don't give a where it's at. We got a out here named Java Low, right? Rat. Long Beach. Shout out to my insanes, all my baby, all that. He's a rat. Brought to work, we ran to work. I don't give a fuck. Gun is a rat. He from wherever he's from. But anytime an individual happens to be from New York, you start hearing people say this New York business. Nigga, he's a public figure. He did some weird shit. He didn't touch it. Got caught with a trend, and he claimed he's straight or whatever the he's doing. We're going to talk about it. This ain't that New York. We're talking about that individual. What the fuck that got to do with the whole New York?
Yeah, I fuck with Jordan Ty. Was he all right?
Shit, New York should be responding.
You's a bitch. Let's get to it. I don't want to do no talking.
See the social media?
Let's get to it.
Yeah, Mano said you's a bitch. That's my type.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's
you break it down.
All the other shit.
Smile for me on the side. Smile for me. Let me see the smile right here. Give me the smile. You bitch ass. You got your drawers pulled up in your ass. You got your drawers pulled up in your ass. You broke ass. You got your drawers pulled up in your ass. Boy, you ain't the deep shit to the you ain't get you fuck.
You talking about
you ain't get shut. You got a smile right here.
Shut up. You don't have all right.
Smile for me for the side of your face. Let me ask you a question since we got how you may have the conversation. Why did you keep his chain?
Yo, this shit is different. I'm glad I plugged into this, man. Come on, share this video. One person and it got to be my bad Safi. Nobody want to hang
Why did you keep his chain?
He don't want to talk. He want to get to it.
Leave it alone. But listen, don't say whack social media. Is that social media? Keep it real, Mac.
We all on social media.
That's all I'm saying. So don't just say whack. You know, you put something up on social media. Whack, critique it. I gave my opinion. I think my opinion was too close to being real. So now he's in his feelings. Ever since dude pulled them drawers up in his ass, the boxing ball, dude.
There's no proof of that. Why you keep on saying that? There's no proof of that, right?
Yes, it is.
Where? How?
I got the content. I'm going to send it. You know, if I tell you I'm going to send it to you, Mac, I'm going to send it.
But if somebody's saying
you going to run it? If I send it to you, Mac, you going to run it if I send it to you?
What?
These are the things that had me angry. But I didn't understand at that point that this is the internet. This is the internet games. This is about content. It ain't really so personal. It wasn't really a person. Now I would probably more than likely 99.9% of the times beat dog shit out that man. Like literally beat him bad. Right? And that's where I wanted to always be at with him. And then I realized that this is just the internet game. This is just content.
Well, but to be fair, Wack is also prepared for physical violence.
Nigga, you's a bitch. Let's get to it. I don't want to do no talking.
Fuck all the talking. Let's get to it.
Fuck.
You doing a lot of work.
Let's get to it.
Hey, why you have this when you break it down?
Let's get to it.
Did you break it down?
Let's get to it.
Did you break it down?
All the other shit.
Smile for me on the side. Smile for me. Let me see the smile right here. Give me the smile. let me ask you a question since we got Let you men have a conversation. Why did you keep this shit?
Yo, this shit is wicked. I'll be glad that I'll be fired this shit. I'm glad, yo. One thing I love about content, right? One thing I love about creating, I'm so late on shit. Wack 100 been beef with Mano, but I fuck with Mano, yo. I just fuck with Mano because I don't, yo, bro, like, I'm gonna just be so G'd up with y'all right now. I don't really know these dudes in the world, so I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, far as music and content, I mess with them on that level. I do. I mess with them on that level, far as music and content and creating. I'm with them on that. But you know, I realized something that Mano said in that clip that is so true, yo. This is just content, bro. These dudes don't want no smoke. These dudes, when you come from certain environments, will get you out your body because you'll think that they serious, but overall, they really not that serious. It's just making content, making money off the internet or whatever. Dudes don't want no smoke in public. You know what I mean? And that's what you gotta get in your mind. You know what I'm saying? As a hustler or somebody that's transitioning, coming from a different world to going into this content in this internet world, bro. You gotta remember, bro. Don't never really take nothing personal. It's really nothing personal to take. There's nothing personal at all to take. You know what I mean? People are who they are. Point blank. Period. I'm not gonna say it and hold you. People are who they are. Real shit. People are who they are. You know what I mean? Real talk. You know what I mean? I gotta keep my mind Kenny on the phone. I got it. See, this is new, yo. What was it? Oh, that's your boy Kenny.
Now you do whatever you want to do.
But no, you going as far as getting him canceled. You don't think that's overboard?
Nah, hell nah. I gotta work on that tomorrow. I'm gonna get on that tomorrow. Right here. Give me the smile.
Wack and Mano have history. Vlad recently tried to spark their past problems when he interviewed both of them separately.
I'm cursing.
All right, Mano pissed off with this nigga.
We can go back a couple of years because this beef been going on for a few years.
The mission is to move forward. To get there means not to know how far to go. He's the bozo. He big.
Watch to the end to see how things went when they confronted each other. But first, let's take a look at DJ Vlad's.
Listen, he said I'm a son.
Ain't no bit on that shit. Gonna meet you in the hospital.
You go to Sacramento? All right, the city I never desire to be in. Like is.
Well, he got like 2-3 federal indictments over.
Yeah, so
everybody.
But you have to understand.
How you be getting that big you from 60s? Don't nobody be trying to holler at you about that?
Cool.
Like nobody from 60s, nobody like hold on, this is you. This the OG, this the homie, this the
hey, Wack, when you gave me, I was the team, right?
That's a fact.
I'm the team. I'm the one that go get everything.
Once we didn't put the paperwork,
big uterus is no more.
You getting paid $1.6 million a year. Your job is to turn in guns, report gang activity, report gang hotspots, and this is an annual contract that's only renewed based upon performance. And we issued you a BlackBerry to communicate with the 77th Street Crash Division, and it's your name down here, and we looking at all this shit, and it said you went from 550,000. 2 years later, they gave you $440,000 raise and kept going to you over $2 million. Right now, listen, bro, at that point in time, and we produced that work and sent it to everybody where they looking at it, at that point in time,
everybody
you're not that no more.
Listen, and you have to understand. Remember when I broke and I said that he was writing on the serial numbers and stuff, right?
Pass them out.
Yeah,
it's in the. You have to provide the serial numbers on the guns retrieved.
Everything.
But see, it's getting weird though because he writing out serials
and passing out to the home.
Should send them out. So then when something weird is happening, it's like it's a bonus. I may know where that came from.
Damn.
Check those serials.
Yeah, that's all.
Remember, I knew about the Crenshaw Coats, the back to school programs, the continuation thing, and the graffiti removal. So that's what I thought development option was. I find out because the dude named Starwolf, he a Crip from somewhere.
He from New York.
Yeah. Starwolf is accusing me because me and Big U so tight. He's saying, you have Big U. I said, hold on, call me. What is this? He like, I said, I'm listening to it, but I ain't understand. I know that he called me, sent it to me, go over page by page, 100-some pages. And I'm like, when I seen the BlackBerry, because I used to always ask him, bro, why you got a BlackBerry? You ain't computer savvy like that. Oh man, just a backup phone, whatever. When I read, issued a BlackBerry cell phone to communicate with 77th Street Crash Division. When I read that, I didn't eat for 4 or 5 days, homie. So he said, Wack, hold on. They got one in Pacoima too. So if you do it, I know it's you. When he pulled it up, he said, nah, Wack, you. I said, bro, I don't know nothing about this. I'm not even a California. My license is another state, been like that 20 years. I'm like, bro, I don't know. So at this point in time, I'm getting nervous. I call him because he always the one that comes see me with his direction. And I'm like, bro, you seen this? He sat down. Everybody nervous. And he will not address it. All he says is, I'm doing this for the babies. If anybody out there, right, got some paperwork, hear me out. We're going to say, what section from? If it says intel or witness or information came from community leader, that is whoever is running the grid program in your section. They identify them as community leader. So they're a confidential source. So if they say it or they seen it, or they say this information came from here, they will use that, right, to go get warrants. If they say the third house on the corner with the green gate is drugs, right? If the grid pro tells them that, that is probable cause and more enough to get a warrant. And then it'll say information provided by community leader.
Enough is enough, bro. Oh shit.
That's right. Chuck, he said that on the
real
floor.
though, bro. You did not say that was 2 years ago.
That's what I'm trying to say. He said
all kind of shit, bro.
Hey, bro, listen what I'm saying, bro. He said that on the floor. He said, yo, this is all recorded. So why would you go back and double back what you said now? That's his whole point. He was like, yo, you just apologized to me on the phone. You said you want to link up and do all this weird shit and be cool. And then now you go back again and disrespect me. That's the whole point of what he was saying. He said, it was never no problem. You don't talk to him. It's no problem. It's a new problem.
Yeah, it's a new one. So it's a new problem, bro.
And you got these niggas that recycle shit like it just happened.
But nobody recycling nothing, man. Nobody recycling nothing. It's making a point.
I was right. No way. That nigga
Hey, you called that shit, though. Hell, nigga.
Hey, yo, Fox.
I'm the blog, right?
Hey, yo, Chuck, don't do that, bro. You was in the room.
No, I wasn't. When I came in the room, was on the ass end of the conversation, and he addressed me.
All right, well, so yeah, listen, we don't do no capping. That's what it was, bro. Like I'm saying, it was all recorded from the first time, and then he just come back on the internet talking shit again. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, damn, nigga, you was on the phone last time we spoke. This is what you said, and then boom, that's how it happened. But yeah,
I'm gonna keep it 100. That's the plus. That's the plus for Mano. I'm bigger than Mano. So that Mano winning on.
And you think Hassan bigger than Mano?
On the internet, that's a fact. Hell yeah.
You know, Mano do that radio show with Angela Yee. That shit.
We talking about YouTubers. Yeah.
He's up there, Angela Yee, who's established. Nigga, I've been with Angela Yee since Play Day. Nigga, tell Mano to go get on his own channel, see what he doing. Not gonna outrun Hassan. That's the fact. He say what he want. I don't fuck with him, but what's real is real. In that situation, Mano's benefiting because he's tapping down to Hassan's pride. Hassan's bigger than Mano. One-on-one, Hassan go out running.
That nigga, hey, Wack, that nigga Mano said, man, him got to meet one day, bro.
Hey, yo, but Wack, why you talking like, okay, Hassan Campbell's a YouTuber, right? You understand that? So he's big when it comes to that.
Stop right there. That's all I said. See, what you like to do is go down the street. I said, when it comes to that YouTube channel, Hassan Campbell is bigger than Mano. Mano is benefiting from that, not Hassan. So there's nothing else to discuss after that because that's all I discussed.
Right. So
stop right there.
Right.
I didn't say who had more money was a better rapper, who was the whoop. No, I said when it comes to the YouTube shit, Mano is benefiting from that because Hassan is the biggest draw when it comes to YouTube. That's what I said. So you can say, yo,
I'm not saying that. I was about to say he's a bigger YouTube because he got a African Bible.
Bro,
balls.
Whatever you want to call it, call it. I'm just telling you.
These niggas weird, bro. I mean, the internet is full of weirdos, bro. This is weird, bro. God, that boy Wack 100, bro. He is running up that YouTube bag. That's the only thing that I can say. I'm not a fan of him or supporter, but he runs up.
The U.S. and Iran held their first talks on Tehran's nuclear threat.
Let's get into reality. Hit that notification button, man. Give me the 10 likes in here. Let's go.
The U.S. and Iran held their first talks on Tehran's nuclear threat since President Donald Trump has returned to office. A White House statement described the meeting as positive and constructive. CBS's Lee Kennery reports.
Straight off the plane from his visit with Russia's Vladimir Putin, real estate billionaire Steve Witkoff, now President Trump's special envoy, leading the first talks between Iran and the United States in a decade. Diplomacy that came with a red line.
I want Iran to be a wonderful, great, happy country, but they can't have a nuclear weapon.
It was Trump who pulled out of a nuclear deal with Iran in 2015, signed by major world powers, including the U.S., after years of negotiating to limit Iran's nuclear program. Trump said that deal was one-sided.
Maximum pressure.
Instead, he enacted a maximum pressure campaign, hitting Iran's economy with devastating sanctions and assassinating a top Iranian general. But when the deal fell apart, Iran's nuclear program leaped forward. Analysts believe they may soon have enough weapons-grade uranium to make a nuclear warhead. Trump's hurry to deal with that threat comes as Iran is weakened by regional turmoil. Syria's Assad regime, a close ally, toppled. Hamas and Hezbollah crippled by Israel's war effort. The U.S. is bolstering its presence in the Middle East with missile defense systems, aircraft carriers, and stealth bombers.
Iran's foreign minister has said the ball is in America's court. The talks have been constructive, and they agreed to meet again next Saturday. Lee Kennery, CBS News, London.
Let's go. That boy Trump ain't no joke. So I get into the world news. Justin and Nas from Dunkin' Donuts killing.
Thanks.
Baltimore Greenmount corner crime. But let's hear this. Gotta get to my city.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Kelly Swoop. We told you earlier this week about the seafood restaurant that hired private security after 4 people were shot outside their business. The neighborhood has a lot of long-standing problems, and there seems to be some disagreement over the best way to handle them. WMER2 News' Elizabeth Worthington continues covering the issue for us tonight. She joins us now to kind of break down why a councilwoman and her developer are at odds over this issue. Elizabeth?
Yeah, Kelly, the Greenmount Avenue corridor in North Baltimore has been a source of frustration for police, for politicians, and property owners for years. A city council person suggests vacant buildings are partially to blame. A property owner tells us it's not that simple. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, in this case, the question instead is, was it the crime or the blight?
You can't just say it's the business, it's the young people. It is also the vacant properties.
The empty buildings are not causing the problems with the open drug markets.
The corner of Greenmount and Venable Avenues has served as an open-air drug market for over a decade. A brave business owner recently moved into the building across the street, only to have 4 of his customers injured in a drive-by shooting on a Saturday afternoon a couple of weeks ago. It was the second shooting in that spot in about a month. Since then, he's hired armed guards to stand outside the walk-up seafood restaurant. Matt Herman owns the building and several others in the Waverly neighborhood. He's frustrated it took a mass shooting to bring attention to a long-neglected part of the city.
Only now, when that's happened, not the bullet holes that we have through our buildings all the time, and we have to replace windows. Not the shootings that go on between the kids stealing drugs in the corner.
But when we spoke to Councilwoman Odette Ramos on Monday, she said violence isn't the only thing preventing progress here.
We have a challenge with the one owner who's not bringing businesses in. And I think if we had more businesses and more eyes on the street, that behavior wouldn't be happening.
But Herman says it's the crime, vagrancy, and general quality of life issues that are keeping quality tenants from wanting to move in.
Tenants that can pass a background check and that we can prove have the ability to actually make the payments. We actually do work with a lot of new businesses and smaller tenants by giving them free rent, by helping them build out their space.
Ramos says he and other developers in the area can't just buy the properties, they have to invest in them too.
The challenge is that the buildings are in really, really bad shape. And so as a landlord, if you really wanted to put people in there, he would actually improve the property.
Herman says that's exactly what he's trying to do.
I mean, right across the street, you can see construction is going on right now.
But it's easier said than done.
So we have been using our own funds, our own cash to build these buildings out, but it's slow.
Herman's lived in North Baltimore for 25 years. He has no intention of giving up now.
Because if everybody decided it was too hard and they left, then it'd leave Baltimore in a pretty bad state.
It's not one person's fault. It's all of us need to come together to figure this out. And so the notion that people don't want to come because of safety issues is it might be something that's a factor now, but prior to the shooting was not a factor. So that is not a good excuse. We are working on those safety issues to make sure it doesn't happen again.
In that vein, several city agencies from the DPW to the police department conducted a neighborhood blitz on Wednesday, addressing concerns like trash, abandoned vehicles. They were tagging vacant homes, and the mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement has been working directly with the young people who had been on that corner.
So, Elizabeth, I remember earlier this week when you did the story about the people carrying guns that look like semi-automatic weapons.
Yeah.
Where does that stand?
Yeah, a lot of people were upset about it. And then the subject of the debate became, should people even be upset about it? So much so I posted about it on Facebook. That post right now has over 1 million views. So definitely the subject of a lot of debate. Because of that, the security company decided to make some adjustments. So now we passed by there today. They are now carrying handguns.
They're now carrying handguns.
Good evening, I'm Kelly Swoop. Welcome into WMER2 News at 5.
I want to hear this.
Tomorrow marks the 10-year anniversary of a grisly murder in Anne Arundel County. It landed the suspected killer on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. Today, as WMER2 News' Jeff Hager reports, the search continues for the fugitive in the Dunkin' Donuts killer in Hanover.
A married couple who shared a night shift at the Dunkin' Donuts on Arundel Mills Boulevard the night of April 12, 2015, Palak and Bhadresh Kumar Patel's lives collided with deadly consequences.
Every dream, every aspiration Palak envisioned for herself and her family and her future were shattered in that instant.
Police say that the Patels' work visas had expired. The wife wanted to return to her home country of India, while the husband did not. A telephone call brought the matter to a head.
During their shift at the Dunkin' Donuts, Palak was on the phone with her family planning her return to India. Badresh Kumar became enraged and fatally attacked Palak that night.
Surveillance video showed the couple disappearing behind some racks in the kitchen, but only the husband would emerge less than a minute later before he abruptly left the business. Patel's body later showed signs that she had been killed with a sharp-edged object. Investigators know he took a cab to a Best Western in Newark, New Jersey, and later headed to a train station there. But that's where the trail grows cold.
There is a $250,000 reward for information that leads to his arrest. The FBI has received numerous tips from the community. All of those tips have been investigated.
If you can help in this case, you can telephone 1-800-CALL-FBI. Police have no idea if the suspect left the country or not, but they're convinced one thing is certain.
As long as Badresh Kumar Patel remains free, continuing to elude law enforcement, no intimate partner involved with this evil degenerate will be safe until he's taken into custody and brought to justice.
In Anne Arundel County, Jeff Hager, WMAR 2 News.
Dang. He been on the run for 10 years. He killed his wife in cold blood. True.
We miss our beloved Bailey, and there are 3 families that are hurting here as well.
Questions remain. IRS e-file is now.
Damn. I be missing the news, bro. Like, you got to do it. That's why I give it
We
to
miss our beloved Bailey, and there are 3 families that are hurting here as well.
Questions remain as the investigation continues into the heartbreaking Beltway crash that took the lives of 2 9-year-old girls Saturday night. Tonight, the family of one of the girls is asking Maryland State Police to share dash cam and any other video that may help piece together the moments that led to this tragedy. Fox 45's Ashley Kuzikanki joins us live with their plea and a response. Ashley?
That's
Mackenzie,
speed
Maryland
and
State
shit, bro.
Police say investigators from the crash team are actively working to finish this investigation and provide closure to the families. In between the raindrops, Friday afternoon.
Last week, our entire family changed forever.
Nearly 7 days since a tragic crash that took 2 9-year-old girls and an uncle.
Losing our niece and our cousin, we can't put a price on the value that Bailey meant to our family.
The family of Bailey Brooks is making a request to the Maryland State Police for any video from first responders.
The family of
Boy,
Bailey Brooks is
Ruga
asking,
Naja with him. You know they put him on the case. He
the
speaking
state
for the
police
people. Boy,
and
Ruga Naja.
the county and
The
state officials
Naja.
who are in the position to provide a little
Boy,
bit
the Ruga.
more
He
light
with
on
him.
what
I see him
happened
walking with him.
that dark night to do so.
Bailey Brooks and her best friend, Serenity Gross, were 2 passengers in a Jeep Wrangler driven by an uncle April 5th. The tragic incident happened after the uncle dropped off his own daughter and was on their way to drop off Brooks and Gross, all coming from go-kart riding.
Bailey and her best friends were with a trusted relative, and I think it's important to not jump to any conclusion.
Maryland State Police attempted to stop the vehicle at the Greenspring Avenue exit for failing to maintain its lane.
As the trooper was approaching the vehicle, the Jeep took off. At that point, the trooper did not pursue the vehicle. He returned to his vehicle, activated his emergency lights, and re-entered traffic.
A few minutes later, the Jeep lost control, crashing into an embankment on the I-83 South exit, bursting into flames.
Oh,
the Brooks'
God.
family now continuing Bailey's legacy at the Charm School Project, an organization for dance and mentorship, a place where Bailey's spirit will live on. The website reading the fund will help provide financial support to young girls.
Some kids, and the families that in lieu of flowers.
What?
And
See, that's what I mean. Oh, my fucking God. Yo, I have to pause that. Now, I'm thinking, when I first pulled this up, that the beautiful princesses was in an accident, right? And then that's why I say, bro, you can't talk before you listen. Man, you mean to tell me, and this is what I tell people all the time. You mean to tell me, and I break this down all the time to people. This is the realest shit I can tell you. You could text on the phone. You could talk on the phone. You could bust the police up. You can do whatever you want to do. If that's what you want to do, it's wrong. But number one on the list, if you're going to do it in the car by yourself. If a police jump behind you, state trooper jump behind you and go to pull you over, pull over. It's fucking other lives involved. Nevertheless, you're trying to bust the police up on the highway. And if you attempt to get away from the police, you got to be able to drive. What the fuck did you have in the car, or what possessed you to take off on the police and get in the chase? Let me make sure, because I don't like, I don't, hold up.
Situation where they may not
Hold up. Let me get this straight. Hold up.
An organization for dance.
Nah, let's get this straight. Let's see what happened again. We got to hear what happened again. There has to make sense.
And her best friend, Serenity Gross, were two passengers in a Jeep Wrangler driven by an uncle April 5th. The tragic incident happened after the uncle dropped off his own daughter and was on their way to drop off Brooks and Gross, all coming from go-kart riding.
Bailey and her best friends were with a trusted relative. And I think it's important to not jump to any conclusions.
Maryland State Police attempted to stop the vehicle at the Greenspring Avenue exit for failing to maintain its lane.
As the trooper was approaching the vehicle, the Jeep took off. At that point, the trooper did not pursue the vehicle. He returned to his vehicle, activated his emergency lights, and re-entered traffic.
A few minutes later, the Jeep lost control, crashing into an embankment on the I-83 South exit, bursting into flames. The Brooks' family now continuing Bailey's legacy at the Charm School Project, an organization for dance and mentorship, a place where Bailey's spirit will live on. The website reading the fund will help provide financial support to young girls.
Some kids, and the family is asked that in lieu of flowers, in lieu of anything, to donate to that scholarship fund to help some other children that may be in a situation where they may not be able to afford to do that.
Maryland State Police add more information will be shared as it becomes available throughout this ongoing investigation, and we'll keep you updated. Reporting live, I'm Ashley Musakongi, Fox 45 News.
Hey, I'm like a
This world can crash. That's serious.
My name is Justin Mulcahy.
Yo, bro, like, it's deep. Let me see what they talking.
The family of one of two 9-year-old girls killed in a car crash last weekend is asking state police to share dashcam footage of the incident. She was in a car with another 9-year-old and 36-year-old man when he crashed after leaving a traffic stop. Janae Reese is on your corner as the family of Bailey Brooks says they want a better understanding of what exactly happened.
We can't put a price on the value that Bailey meant to our family. There is no price.
Will Hannah is 9-year-old Bailey Brooks' great uncle.
We miss our beloved Bailey, but there are 3 families that are hurting here as well.
Friday afternoon, Hannah stood beside attorney Thuru Vignaraja to speak on behalf of his family as they look for answers nearly a week after a crash that took the life of Brooks and 2 others.
A day that started like so many Saturdays with fun plans for best friends.
The family is asking for state police and other entities to release footage from the night of the crash.
One of the dangers when there are unanswered questions is people start filling in the blank spaces with assumptions of their own. Bailey and her best friends were with a trusted relative.
Lutherville Laboratory Elementary identified both Brooks and Serenity Gross as 2 of their students killed in the crash. In a letter to the school community, the principal wrote how heartbroken they are and how much Brooks and Gross meant to them.
2 girls that were victims of the worst imaginable fate.
Hannah also confirmed Brooks' dance program, the Charm School Project for Girls, set up a scholarship fund in her honor.
We want to thank, on behalf of the family, just the outpouring of support and love and sympathy that has been expressed to us by people throughout the community. And the family is asked that in lieu of flowers, in lieu of anything, to donate to that scholarship fund to help some other children that may be in a situation where they may not be able to afford to do that.
For this family to be able to say more about what happened, they want the investigation to proceed, but they also want the family and the public to come to understand what is known about it.
Reporting on your corner, I'm Janae Reese for WJZ.
However you...
Damn, yo. Wow. That's gonna be a tough one, bro. The family gonna feud off of that, y'all. The family definitely gonna be out beefing off of that. I ain't even gonna hold you to it. The family definitely their family's gonna be beefing, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, this is different, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. This is different. You feel me? This is different. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really see. You know what I mean? I can't really just, I don't understand it. It's different. It's very much different. That's a different thing. So just wanted to go like it's a family or not. Yo, girl crash or dying. That's tough, bro. That's gonna be like one of them situations where the family ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
late this afternoon, the state told the judge they rest their case. The judge said the jury is likely to get this case on Monday. It came after hours of testimony about DNA and the defendant on video.
This is a very important day that puts the bow on this whole case.
This is a picture of the defendant and his cousin from Christmas 2023, she told the jury on Thursday, snapped at the family's place in Prince George's, where 24-year-old Victor Martinez Hernandez was crashing on the couch. Today, the jury watched the defendant's interview video recorded in Tulsa after his arrest for Rachel Morin's murder and heard him tell detectives he had never been to Maryland, had no relatives in Maryland.
The defendant is a liar, and I think the jury can see that. Certainly, he's not telling the truth when they ask him questions.
Your DNA was on a pile of stuff you left behind, he was told. A bag of dirty clothes, shoes, a blanket, toothbrush. I don't know, can't be, he said. Also told his DNA was at the murder scene. How could that be, he said. I don't know. Somebody who wants to hurt me probably planted it, he said. Took one of his hairs, collected some of his sweat, and put it there. Who would that be, he was asked. He had a name at the ready. Fiona, he said. At first, she was just jealous because I already had a woman. Then, he said, she became an aggressive stalker that I had to report to police.
The DNA wraps up the crime scene and what happened to Rachel Morin and everything that was found there to the suspect that they arrest in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
A state police DNA expert also testified that the defendant's DNA was found on Rachel Morin's body, her Apple Watch, and other key pieces of evidence collected at the crime scene. In Bel Air, I'm Kate Amara, WBAL TV 11 News.
Surely he gonna get the elbow. Yeah, damn. Well, this shit is ridiculous.
The FBI says a Wisconsin teenager murdered his parents as part of an extremist plot. Authorities allege the teen planned to assassinate the president in order to overthrow the U.S. government. ABC's Johnny Fernandez has the latest.
A Wisconsin teenager is accused of murdering his parents as part of a plot to assassinate President Trump and bring down the government. Prosecutors say 17-year-old Nikita Kassup killed his mother and stepfather inside their Waukesha home back in February, stole his parents' car, and left with the family dog. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Department says the bodies of 51-year-old Donald Mayer and 35-year-old Tatiana Kassup were discovered on March 1st during a welfare check.
The body was appeared to have been deceased for some time, was unable to definitively identify who it was.
Law enforcement arrested Kassup 2 weeks later during a traffic stop in Kansas. Officers say they found a handgun, pried open safe, jewelry, and $14,000 cash inside the car. Investigators also say they found documents on his phone calling for the assassination of the President of the United States in order to foment a political revolution. Officials go on to claim Qasem killed his parents as a part of an effort to obtain the financial means and autonomy necessary to carry out his plan. According to federal documents filed in court, Qasem shared the views of an extreme neo-Nazi group described as a satanic cult. Qasem faces 9 felony charges, including 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, but prosecutors hinted there could be more charges. The teen has not entered a plea. He's being held on a $1 million bond. His next court appearance is set to be for early May. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
Shorty killed his mother. Shorty killed his mother and father. Mother and stepfather, by the way. You know what I mean? To get financial support to kill the president. 16, 17 years old. Like I don't from Wisconsin, by the way. The house that he killed his parents was in had to be about $600,000-$700,000. Meaning that I say that to say, meaning that he had a silver spoon in his mouth. His mouth possessed a silver spoon. I don't know how he come up to be, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But you know, he has a silver spoon in his mouth, and he kills his parents. Like, wow, bro, kill his parents. Like, yo, killed his parents, bro. That's vicious. Like, God damn, shorty. You killed your father. You killed your mother and father because you want to do a new world order, like privileged children, like the house that you lived in, enough to honor your mother and father. Surely, yeah. Wisconsin, you right, well, that's the best place for him to go to prison at, Wisconsin, because he would never make it nowhere else with that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think like that? That's why I tell you, bro, like the internet making a lot of people rich and a lot of people successful, but it's also fucking them kids up. It is, bro. They seeing too much and hearing too much, and they losing their goddamn mind, bro. Using their goddamn mind, bro. For real. That boy lost his mind. That boy lost his mind, and he's sitting up there like he's a straight killer. He's a lunatic. He's a lunatic, bro. I don't know how he thought he was gonna get to the president, bro. He was just begging for death. And he's probably the type of kid that's gonna have the others family visiting him. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like he's gonna, you know. I don't know. And it was a stepfather he killed, so his biological father might try to come help him down the line and say that he need mental health or whatever the price may be. Shorty's gonna be down there for a while, man. Shorty I don't know, y'all, man. I don't know, man. Shorty just lost his mind. But listen, man, I thank everybody for tapping in, man. I'm out the algorithm. I gotta work my way back up the algorithm. So much went on my mind. But hey, Allah knows best, man. Allah knows best, man. Everybody, please hit that notification button. Please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? I know how this YouTube thing works. It works like anything in life, man. You don't give it your all, it don't give you your all back. But yeah, Shorty crazy, man. But that's it, man. Just a bunch of stuff that went on through the week. Just some news flashes to put y'all down. I had to jump on because I ain't been on in a while. Be on the lookout for them exclusive interviews. I got 2 interviews coming back to back. I'm kind of like ready to do some texting. I'll probably go give him a ride. But, you know, it is what it is. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. What's happening? Carlos. So I look like, you know what I'm saying? If I look like Whoopi Goldberg, you look like Selena on crack. You feel me? Drinking Mexican mud in the middle of the night with the arms with tracks in it. That's what you look like, Carlos. That's what you look like. You know what I mean? That's what you look like. What is your name? You know what I mean? Your name sounds stupid, man. Like, your name sounds stupid. It's like, was you born in that El Salvador jail? With the El Salvador jail that they sending everybody to? Was you born in that jail? You feel me? Was you born in that jail, bro? Carlos, was you born in that El Salvador jail? Because I'm you giving that type of vibe that you was born in El Salvador jail. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you was born in El Salvador jail, it's tough. So I expect you to say stupid shit because you don't know nothing. You know what I mean? Your back bent over all the time. You know what I mean? When your back is bent over all the time, you can't use regular bathrooms. You say stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Shout out to you, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to Carlos from the El Salvador jail. Reporting he was born in the Salvador jail and he grew up in the El Salvador jail. Carlos right there. Whatever his last name is. You know what I mean? What is he talking about? I got times for trolls, man. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. No fuck shit. No fake shit. No foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet.